guys, how you doing? Let's do it to it. Let's see if we can go through it. Excellent. Let's refresh this, and now we're gonna just go into a game, and it's from one of the miniatures that leads to a very strong positional play. It's a Sicilian. The white is Kulvan, and black is Pukadurva. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it wrong. If I'm pronouncing it wrong. It was actually played in Lithuania Championship 1955. So let's check the move order, see how we do it. Now we're going to the Sicilian, of course. Now we got it down. We learned how to do it, do it, do it, do it, till we don't have to do it anymore. Then we have D4. Pawn takes D4. Knight takes D4. Remember last time, remember it was the C3 that was played, and remember then taking, and then knight takes. You guys remember that. Great job if you did. Wonderful work. If you're following along, please subscribe. Help the stream. Watch the videos. You know what? Just keep pushing forward. If you follow, there's some emotes, and if you subscribe, there's an emote. So go, go, go. Okay, so D, and then knight takes here, or knight F6. See what's happening is controlling the center, also attacking the pawns. So white's going to have to develop a knight to actually get in there and protect this pawn here. Queen B, Queen B2, that's weird. Huh. Maybe he's thinking about playing knight C6, knight takes, pawn takes, and then maybe he can fiend shadow the bishop with an attack. You never know. That could be an idea. Okay. Oh, ay. My bad there. That wasn't the move. Sometimes I get one move ahead. This move here, this is the one of the Sicilian lines. Sometimes I forget that. Now this is a strong move here. Pawn to G3. Now the queen comes out. Man, that makes more sense now. He has the idea of expanding. He has the idea of a knight coming in. This bishop's basically going to be going to G2. So let's see the bishop go to G2. We're not going to do any sublines. We're just going to do the main line so you can have an enjoyment. And we'll talk as we go through the main lines. King D, D6 or E6. King E6 with the idea it prevents this pawn push. See, white would love to potentially maybe get bishop. No, actually bishop wouldn't work. Potentially castle, rook E1, and then have maybe E5 later in the works. This does a couple things. It prepares to let this bishop out with D5. So D5 allows this bishop to come out. What's probably mainly going to happen is black's going to go B5 and then bishop to B7, which attacks the bishop on G2. And so that's more likely the idea, because otherwise it would be silly for them to just play D6. It also stops a very important move too. This move stops the knight from coming into D5 to attack the queen and dislodge the queen, and then potentially come in more of an attack with knight B6, attacking the rook and the bishop, and just a mess. So that's why e6. Sometimes if you're not sure, go a couple moves into the future, and then you can go back and then go back 3 or 4 moves to the one you weren't sure, and then do that a couple times, and then you'll start getting the idea of what the move idea was based on. This move was based on the knight going to d5 to dislodge the queen, so it had a couple ideas. It stopped the knight from going to d5. It also freed the bishop with when they go d5, and then the bishop has this move here. So a lot of different move ideas. So castles, white just decides, you know what, let's just go for it. And now the bishop goes to e7. Um, Black's kind of in a cramped position. He's going to want a castle. So bishop, king, bishop to e3 protects the knight. Prepares for knight f, knight to f3, and something similar to that. So we're going to see the idea behind it. See, just give yourself some time to think about the ideas and then go for it. Because if it's like what Alekine says, if you have like 2 or 3 different candidate moves and one of them looks the best and it doesn't weaken your position, and the other ones are just like dubious or not doing anything, go with that one. Or if you don't know about a plan, try to develop your worst piece, and that may give you an idea. If your opponent plays a certain move, then you can make a plan based on it. Don't play hope chess, whatever you do. That ruins your chess, ruins your games, and doesn't make you as good of a player as the Lord could have you be. Okay, okay, there. Black castles. Queen here. This gets out of the way of. See, black might want to have put a rook on d8, so white sidesteps that idea. Also connects the rooks for the rook to be able to go to d1, and potentially plays the idea of f4. Of course, after the king is safetied on h1, you can go f4. Try to undermine this pawn structure, in the center, cause some fractures, maybe isolanes, which would just be these pawns and nobody helping them. These are considered isolanes, these ones here, if there's no protectorate. So that's an idea. You always got to keep making sure that you're looking at those ideas. So we're at 10. So bishop, so queen there. Bishop to queen here. So white's now. I thought white would go, this, but I realized that they can't actually do that because you would actually lose it. You would drop a piece at that point because of a discovery attack on the rook and the knight. So he has to actually play this and kind of go down into. I'm probably going to say if black has the opportunity, black will probably go knight c6 with the idea of trading off knight to knight, knight takes d4, and if knight c6, knight takes, bishop takes. Black's acquired one of their advantages of the domination of this file here, and no longer can that be played. It can, but then black would most happily trade off the light squared bishops and go for an endgame where their center is stronger. So always keep that in your forefront. Don't let down when you have the advantage. Just keep going. Sometimes you may have to do silent moves or quiet moves to set up, which means if you're wanting to checkmate the king, sometimes a check actually lets the king out of the box. Sometimes you have to just move a rook, a queen, a bishop to take away that flight square, and then you can net the king and get mate. Hooray, hooray, woohoo! All right, let's have some fun. Okay, so we're at 11. So queen rook goes to a, basically rook a d1. This rook comes over here. This rook's a powerhouse right now. So knight comes in. And we'll see if he trades. Nope, he doesn't trade. He's probably going to retreat his knight. Yep, he retreats his knight back. Why trade down when you have your opponent in a squash position or a clamp down? The idea, Jeremy Silman actually talked about it in a lot of his reassesses chests and a lot of his books. Jeremy Silman, he said if you have somebody in a bind like white is here, this kind of, I mean, black is this mess. What you're wanting to do is just squeeze, let them sit in their own problems, and then sometimes your opponent will break and play a move that is inferior and allows you then to take an advantage. By trying to break out, they may actually fail. So just keep that in your forefront when you're going for the knock knock, as I like to say, or knockout. So queen, here we go. This is a very interesting move, to say the least. It's playable now, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, could he actually play e5 here? Well, in theory, yes, but at that point, you can actually take here, and you couldn't take. You'd take with a pawn. So if you played e5, d takes e5, and white's won a pawn. There is an attack on the bishop, so still a little interesting. But this gives black a minority attack. See, the idea is black has more compact on the king side, slash gently on the queen side, where white has the queen side advantage of 3 and black has the queen side disadvantage of 2, but he's going to try to kind of wreck these pawns to make a weakness. So just keep that in your forefront when you're looking at ideas called the minority and majority. This is the majority, this is the minority. So you can sometimes use it to undermine a pawn structure to make your opponent feel uncomfortable, and maybe they'll switch from their attack on your king over here to deal with this, and then they do something called reactive chess. Okay, Doki, so b4, pawn b4. Interesting. So he's actually trying to get in the idea of g5 and g6. Pretty interesting. King Rook goes to Queen 1. So now he's challenging. And there's a lot of grandmasters. Simon Williams, Andrew Martin, Maurice Ashley. They don't see these pieces here. So you can actually, if you take these two pieces off, what are you attacking? The rook. So you have to sometimes look past your pieces to set up ideas that you can actually use later on. Okay, so now we got that. Let's go into the main lines. Then we have G5. This gets an exclam, so let's set up our notation. Where's my notation? I thought I had notation. Notation. Where are you, notation? Oh, come on. I thought for sure. Oh, there it is. Yay! I found it. They moved it. It used to be over here in this. Now it's down here. I have to remember that. I have to get out of this. How do I... Okay, click it. There we go. So this move here is considered a good move. A good move. So they liked it. Now, what am I missing here? Did I move a knight wrong? Let me go back really fast. Just give me a second. Thank you for your patience. There. So we're good on that. Pawn takes, knight takes. There. Knight there. Queen pawn. Bishop. Pawn. We're at 6. Yeah, that's right. And then pawn G. There. Queen B. That's right. So far, so good. Castles. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And a bishop there. Perfect. Rook there. Knight there. Knight back. There. There. Oh. Oh, that's what happened. I made a I think I made a boo-boo there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I missed and then there we go. Okay. I misdid a move sequence, and then the king rook comes over to queen one. There we go. Now we're back. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, sometimes you have to make sure that you're doing the right move. Now this makes more sense. This makes more sense because now he's got a frontal attack that's going to be happening, and he's just going for the knockout. And then pawn there. Pawn takes. Knight takes queen pawn. Oh, hold on. Did I miss something again? Knight takes. Oh, wait a minute. So pawn takes, we took. Pawn h5. Oh. So there. So f takes. Knight takes knight pawn. That I'm missing something again. Thank you for your patience on this. Sometimes it's it's kind of hard to be able to get all this right. I'm working on doing it online because you know what, offline is great, but you get to teach, you get to learn alongside. I get to learn alongside with you. There, there, there. That's good. Rook there to there. B4. Rook there. H4. H5. Pawn takes. Knight takes queen pawn. How does knight takes queen pawn? Then g4. Sometimes some of these notes sometimes are incorrectly written down. It happens. So sometimes you have to actually dub in there what the position's going to be. Let's go back to the very beginning really fast, and let's get all these moves taken care of. See if we missed anything along the way. There we go. Takes, knight takes, knight there, knight there. Knight, pawn there, perfect. Knight there, queen there, bishop there, pawn there, castles, bishop there, Bishop king 3. We're so good so far. Queen rook. Queen king there. Bishop there. Queen comes over. Rook comes over. Knight. Knight goes there. That's right. Knight goes. Pawn goes there. That's right. Rook. Queen. Knight 1. That's right. Pawn b4. That's right. Rook king. Queen 1. Rook there. Pawn b4 there, there. Okay, got that right. Pawn g5, exclam. Pawn f5. Pawn takes. Oh, silly me. After this. Pawn push. Pawn takes. Is it, hold on. Is it b5? Oh, this is it. I apologize. Thank you so much. I kind of got it all. I got it mixed up. I got the wrong side mixed up. Now it makes sense. Okay. Pawn takes pawn. Knight takes the pawn. There it is. Yay, we got it. Hooray. We got it. We got it. Knight takes pawn. That they're saying that this move was actually a mistake. So queen takes, which is okay. Actually, wait a second. I'm taking this off. One move too soon. Then we play here. The knight king 1. There we go. Now we're on track. And b5. Knight takes pawn. Queen takes pawn. So this is the one that they were saying is a mistake. Got it. Queen takes. Bishop h4, h5. Because the idea is, this is a sneaky idea, and then what we'll do is we'll do the move pawn takes pawn. But if knight takes here, the queen drops. That's kind of the tricky idea. And if knight moves somewhere, the queen drops. So this is a tactical motif. Sorry about that. Had a fly that bothered me. So takes bishop. Pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn. Bishop takes knight. Pawn takes check. Nice, nice. Bishop takes pawn. Rook takes bishop. Kaboom! You gotta love that one. That was an exclam. King takes rook. Rook comes over to f1 check. Bam! King goes back. Rook b1. Boom. That's okay. Did I? Is there any more? Yes. Oh, a little too soon on that take. 'Cause I kind of got a little too happy there. You gotta love it when you can sacrifice. I'm looking for. Here we go. Knight comes in. He's attacking the queen and the bishop. Queen comes over, attacking the pawn here and there, and then bishop b b2, and black resigns. Interesting. So the idea is because I get it. He can't actually come down here because this knight comes with check. And basically the move's gonna be something similar to queen here. And the idea of maybe even a here, there. If the king like moves somewhere here, you might even be able to get maybe a mating something. That was a really nice game. This game was based. They're saying this is a strategic. We're gonna do a quick conclusion on it. This game was based on the dynamic play that it said of how to sacrifice with positional advantage. So, and that's what White learned, was that you can actually sacrifice, and if the king's not safe enough, you can actually take advantage of that and win. Let's do a quick war game. We'll do 5 minutes and then we'll call it on this. And it's a shorter one, I understand, but we'll do 5 minutes here. Excuse me, pardon me. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna talk to one of our guys. We're gonna talk to we'll talk to this guy here. We'll talk to him about military. He likes the military stuff. We're trying to grow our popularity. This is actually romance of the three kingdoms. It's 8 instead of 9. It's a little bit more. Ooh, he wants to. He wanted to come see. I'm gonna go hunting with him. We go hunting and we actually have a better relationship. And I could always later on, if I needed to, coup, which means take over and become the leader. But that wouldn't be nice, so we don't want to do that. There, we got 11. Whoa, that was great. I think we're gonna make everybody nice and happy with. Oops, I got to do that with that guy one more time. Is he my friend yet? There we go. We're doing good. Yep, bandits attack. Where do they attack? All there. No, we don't like bandits attacking. We want to make our people safe and everybody happy. It's all good. 150%. Yay. He got promoted to 8. Been awarded a privilege as promoting bonus. Let's see what. Succeeded in planting a mole and let's save here so that we can let's see, how many troops do we have? 17. I think I would like to march. Let's see about. I just always check to see about the coup. I got one. It's fine. We don't want to do too much. Let's march. Let's see. No, we don't want to do that. Let us begin. We're going to jog so we can get there faster, get our momentum built up, go for the attack. No. Excellent. Uh-oh. That's okay, Will. There you go, he's calmed down. This. That was not a very good move on his part. Let's give him, a volley. That was not, yeah, we'll hit him hard, hit him hard. Let's see how many reinforcements they have. Wow, nice. Nice, we'll do it. We gotta do this battle here. Let's attack him. We'll try an ambush. Beautiful. Let's do a. Actually, I'm gonna move really fast. Let's do some ambush again. They're going for the. There it is. go. Wow, he's almost toast right there. Good job. Yeah, we're gonna win this thing here. This is the last. There we go. Oh, this does attack him. We control that now. Now we're gonna go for the, gonna get all of our plays set up, and we're Operation Go. Investing, okay. We'll do the save here and call it on this. Excellent. Then we'll go back. I'll pull up here. Come here. Come on. And then we'll do one and then call it. There we go. Castle. Now we have this attack here. There. There. Let's attack. Thinking about potentially bringing the knight in. Now I could actually do that with a huge attack going. Thinking about maybe sacrificing maybe here. Doubles up. Interesting. Take there. Now I'm double attacking. Now we have the idea of bishop here, queen there, and mate coming. I think he fell apart at this point. This was the move that basically he collapsed. He tried too hard. Whoa. Thank you for the piece. I think he'll resign now. Yeah, this is irresignable. He might play on. Yeah, you never know. This move right here is a crippling taking, because if he actually takes here, it's mate. Okay, grab that. Yep. We'll do a rematch. Oh, okay, perfect. It's our turn to play. Let's do it. Alright. Castles. Got a massive pawn chain here. Let's see if we can't hit out with maybe. Okay, so there's no reason to actually push it. I'm going to play queen up here. This pin's still good if he plays here. I don't know. Should I take? It does have an absolute pin there, so. Yeah, I'll go for it. And now I have this idea. There we go. this idea here is strong. I also have up. I have a rover, rook up and over, that also is very strong. And we have equal pawn structure now, pawns and everything. This is a tricky position where I believe we're still in this. We're still doing good. Let's see if we can't come in. I think we're good. I think we got this. I'm gonna try to rover it because there's no reason to do a check that lets him out of the box there. So if we have a rook up and over, we got him. Let's see if we can do this. There's still hope for him. We can't give them hope. We got him now. Just gonna. He'll probably maybe just lose on time. Sometimes they do that. Yeah, I think he's just gonna let his time run. Then in their mind they can say, "See, we didn't lose. We lost on time." You know, if that's the case. So basically, what we? Oh, interesting. Okay, let's take here. Takes. We're gonna see if we can't come over here. I call this the chainsaw because you have here and here. It's kind of like the chainsaw or the death square. You can even do that. call it on this. Wanted to thank y'all for logging on, participating. You know what? Always remember that the Team Chess Cruncher motto: when there's something before us on the table or in our life that seems to be impossible, what does Team Chess Cruncher do? We go over, we hang up our coats, we hang up our hats, we sit down and do whatever needs to be done that's safe and healthy and all that stuff, and that makes all the difference. So remember to do that. Don't think anything's impossible. Always remember that. And remember our awesome motto, we go, remember, as what so says to our Lord Jesus, I say God bless, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Go Team Chess Cruncher. Keep chess crunching. Be blessed, my friends. Bye-bye.